Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and for what feels like the millionth time, I honestly think it's like the 5th time, I'm going to try to film my What I Wore in November video for you. As I said, I've tried to film this like 5 times already, so we have the lawnmower going, like separate occasions as well. We have the lawnmower going because this is literally the only time I have to film right now. We're in the busiest time of the busiest term. Hence you didn't get a video last week. So I need to film this now because I want to put these products away and I want to tell you what I wore and what I thought of it. So this month was a little bit crazy because I have decided I'm going to be doing my declutter, and I this year have been tracking what products I've been using, and there was quite a few eyeshadow palettes I hadn't used yet this year, and I wanted to use them all before I decluttered them. So I have them all in a basket right now. I think this is all of them. Okay, so we're going to start with eyeshadows because there's a lot to go through, because as I just said, I'm trying to use them all before I declutter. So let's start with Natasha Denona. I for some reason used the Mini Starlet again. I don't know, apparently I did. I talked about this last month, I believe, in October. This is the newest mini palette. It's not my favorite mini palette, but I like it. And it's still new to me. My favorite mini palette is the Mini Nude. I love this so much. I can see myself never getting rid of this. I love it to bits. It's my favorite mini palette. Where's Mini Star? I thought I had Mini Star in here as well. I thought I used Mini Star as well, which I didn't love as much because I only use 2 shades, but I can't find it. 5 pan Camel, love it, fantastic neutral 5 pan. I wish it was a mini because I only need mini shades, but I love the color story. Baby Bieber, super simple, but love it, makes a great look. Huda, okay, and that's my Natasha Denona. Yes. Huda Beauty, gold palette. This is my favorite of her 9 pan palettes, and if I was only to keep one, it would be this one. I even used the yellow golds. I'm so proud of myself. This is my favorite. I love it. Spritz Edit. This is the last of the Viseart palettes that I own, but I really only keep it for this one shade here. This is the shade that I live for in this palette, but it is a very simple shade. I do have my Viseart Neutral Mattes, which I also wore. I love the quality of Viseart eyeshadows, but I don't know if these are things I need in my collection anymore. Neutral Mattes I'd probably keep over Spritz, just because I get a lot, like I don't use it a lot, but when I do, it's super versatile. Whereas Spritz, I'm really only digging in for that one shade, and it's like, do I need to keep a whole palette for that one shade? As I'm filming this, the early Black Friday deals are starting, and I'm wanting to buy new things, and I'm like, do I need to keep all these things? Another one that I'm feeling that way about is the Taupes palette by Juvia's Place. This is a gorgeous, cool toned palette. But I do have these shades elsewhere. The pans are huge. I don't know if this is something I need to be keeping. We'll see how I go with my declutter. Something I can see myself not getting rid of is the Essence Disney Princess Rapunzel eyeshadow palette. I think even if I didn't like the quality of these eyeshadows, I'd still probably keep it because it's Rapunzel. But I do actually think this formula is really nice. The looks I get out of it's fantastic. My most used shade is Adorable. It's a fantastic crease shade, but the shimmers are beautiful. The marbly ones are great. I really like this palette, and it's from Essence, which is awesome. Another one I'm not too sure that's probably on the chopping block is the Ofra Signature Palette in Symphony. It's fine, but I really only love the highlighter shade in it, and it's a shade I have a million times over in other palettes. So probably not one I'll end up keeping. Something that's not going anywhere, Kaja Peach Madeline. You guys know this is a love. I recommended it in my Sephora favorites. It's got a chunky sparkle, a refined sparkle, and then a peachy matte that is great on its own, more topped. Love it. Some singles I used was Colourpop's My Olympic, a great sparkly top coat here, tapped over something gorgeous. Love it. And then I used, so I wasn't in love with the M Cosmetics Cosmic Pearl Dewy Shadow in Luna the first time I used it, because I used it as a cream shadow and it's just really cool. However, cool toned. I used it as a topper and it ended up being super pretty as a topper shade. Just super washed out and super just shiny. It was gorgeous. Definitely glad I tried it that way. The other palette I played with in October, and okay, so I must have used Starlit in September. I'm talking about October. I said this was November at the start of the video because I'm through November. I'm still using this in November, but I did use it in October, and it is my JD Glow Leona and Sydney Grace shadows. I just want to get a feel for these, see which ones I need to keep, which ones I don't need to keep. The one Never Leaving Me is Unexpected by JD Glow, but beyond that, I'm still playing around and gathering my thoughts on these. So that will again be in what I wore in November, because this is October, Hannah. Alright, let's talk about base products. Can I find them all is the question. Base. Let's grab cheeks while I'm at it. Base and cheeks. Beautiful. And I have some eye things and then lips. Yeah, perfect. Alright, primer. I used up my First Aid Beauty Coconut Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. It was fine. I don't really need a hydrating moisturizer in my collection because I have combo oily skin, but it was a nice one. I used it with the Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken 5-in-1 Concealer. I don't love this. I'm glad I used it up. I wouldn't repurchase it. It definitely needed to be used with a corrector. I used the Bobbi Brown Stick Corrector in Light Bisque. Love this stuff. I personally prefer the stick because I think it's better value, but if you have drier under eyes, you might prefer the pot. And then I also used up the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation in NW15. That was early in October. Later in October, I've rotated in my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation that I'm currently panning. And then once I used up my Revlon concealer, I moved on and used my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I bought those two to compare originally. This is a million times better. Absolutely recommend getting this, not the Revlon. This is phenomenal. Great. And setting that with the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I love this stuff. Love this stuff. I don't think I'll ever not have a tub of that in my collection. Cheek products. I played with cream bronzers in October, so I originally got out my NARS Laguna cream bronzer. I think I would like this more if it was the lighter shade. So I have the original release, which is the Laguna 02 from the original release, and it's really nice. I like the formula a lot. However, compared to the new cream bronzer in my collection, which is the Rare Beauty Bright Side Bronzer Stick, you can see the color difference there. The Rare Beauty blends so much easier into the skin because the color, I think. The formula is also phenomenal. I love it. But I think if I had the NARS in the lighter shade, I would like it more. I also used for bronzer my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 2. This is a dark bronzer, but that's okay. I make it work. Again, the problem with that is the light bronzer is so light, like the 1, that the 2 is the one I need. Yeah. Blushes, I went very glowy I use both my M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow blushes. This one is in Baroque, which is a nudie, really nudie shade, and then Magic Hour, which is a gorgeous peachy pink color, and then the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic in Pillow Talk, which is a glowy rosy blush. Again, pretty neutral there. Love those. And then for highlight, fresh one. For highlight, I used my Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like I didn't use it a lot, but it looks like there's a whole lot not in it, so I don't know how that worked. Also used MAC Postmodernist Peach. This is from Christmas. 2 years ago, I think? No, not Christmas. I definitely bought it when I was in America at one point. I think it was spring 2020, maybe? Love it. It's gorgeous. And then my NARS High Voltage Cheek Palette. I've been trying to use my cheek palettes more because they get forgotten, and then obviously in declutters I need to know what I think. I use them alone, mix them together. Love that formulation. The random eye products I have, NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I love this stuff. However, I don't think you can get it anymore. If you are in the States, I would recommend getting the Ultra Matte Eye Primer. I think it's really comparable. In Australia, grab the untinted version of the NARS. It's still fantastic. I used up my Charlotte Tilbury. It looks like there's product in there, but there's also plastic poking out of that, so it hurts. Champagne Diamonds Cream Shadow. So then I went on to use my Marc Jacobs Glitz Blitz eyeliner as a cream shadow, and I made good progress. But one of the times I tried to film this, it broke, so now it's empty. So there's that. Other eyeliners I use, I tried out the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner. I tried to use this in my waterline, my upper waterline, but it wasn't fantastic. I think it's something I'm going to have to use on my upper lash line or lower lash line, not for waterline work. Then we have the Sephora Collection Colourful Eyeliner in Tiramisu. Once the Charlotte Tilbury stopped working on my waterline, I grabbed this one. And then in the month of October, I made my Rare Beauty order and got the eyeliner in brown. I think I prefer the Sephora. The Sephora is deeper and it doesn't transfer as much. This doesn't transfer at all. This transfers a little bit, but it's still a really nice eyeliner. And then cream shadows. I also used my Rare Beauty all of the above weightless eyeshadow stick in Contentment. This is super pretty. I'm using quite a few shadow sticks this month because obviously I was panning, but now I'm not. Super pretty color. I really love that formula as well. I don't love any of the other colors though, otherwise I would get more. The rest of the things are lips. We have 3 ColourPop lip liners. We have Good and Plenty, which is a kind of true pinky shade. We had Brink, which is a warm nudie shade. And then Beeper, which is a cool nudie shade. So those were that. And then paired with that, we had NARS Good Times, which I think was my most worn. I actually had to sharpen this. I don't think I've sharpened a NARS pencil in a long time. Good Times, loved it. Also have Do Me Baby. I haven't sharpened this one. I think I wore it like twice. Definitely much more of a winter shade. I don't know why I put it in spring, but hey. The other one I wore a lot was M Cosmetics Rose Nude. Is this like the lip cream? That one went with Beeper and Good and Plenty quite a bit. Just a rosy shade. And then, of course, holiday season coming. Need to pull out my Sugar Cookie from Too Faced. That And then the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Dip. This was great to top things off with. So nice variety. So because all my lip products were matte, I wanted something glossy to go with it. So yes, those were the lip products I used in October. And then for setting sprays, I was using I'm trying to use up the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. I don't love this. I'm trying to use it up, but kind of playing with my other ones as well. So not super focused, but yes, look at that. We made it through. You finally know what I wore in October. 3/4 of the way through November. I hope you like this video. You guys seem to be really liking this series, so I did want to get it up for you, even though it's very late. I'm obviously planning on doing a declutter in December, probably. I don't think I may start it next week. We'll see. Starting to plan declutters, so that will be coming. So give it a thumbs up if you're excited. Let me know in the comments down below what you use this month. What are your thoughts on these products? I'd love to know. Click subscribe to stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.